Imagine you have a mother-in-law from hell. She hates that you come from a poor family. In an effort to get her to know you better, you invite her out to lunch. Just you. Imagine having a mother-in-law from hell. You're on vacation with your best friend, and you meet a man. He's handsome and very, very funny. And the best part is, you both happen to live in the same city. You begin to date. For the first time, you experience a healthy relationship. He's considerate, loving, he dotes over you. He's a provider and a caretaker. He talks to you about his family and how close he is to his mom. When his dad passed away, he decided to move back in with his mom to help take care of her. Could he be any more perfect? After 2 months of dating, he asks you to come meet his mom, and they live in a very big, beautiful house. She makes an elaborate dinner, and she's even made some of your favorite foods. And you think, what a warm welcome. The conversation is easy and fluid, but you can tell she's very traditional. When you ask for that second glass of wine, she suggests you only have one, and you want to be on your best behavior, so you accept. And suddenly you feel you're being judged. She's looking at you different. But that's normal, right? Imagine having a mother-in-law from hell. You see, when you met your husband on vacation, he was perfect, handsome, loving, considerate, and very, very funny. He talked to you about his mom. After his dad passed away, he decided to move back in with his mom. She has a tendency to become very depressed. And you couldn't help but think, gosh, he's such a good person. You happen to both live in the same city. You begin to date, and after 2 months, he insists that you meet his mom. And you just know it in your heart that he's going to be proposing soon. So you accept. You show up to an unexpectedly big and beautiful house. Your future mother-in-law greets you with a smile on her face and beautiful diamonds on her neck. And you happen to both love fashion, so you connect right away when you compliment her on her beautiful Chanel. And she's cooked an elaborate dinner, something really special. She asks about your lineage, but you don't come from a well-off family. You tell her you work for everything you have, and you own your own business. But she's not impressed. When you reach for that second glass of wine, she says, a drunk woman is very unattractive. Imagine you have a mother-in-law from hell. She hates that you come from a poor family. In an effort to get her to know you better, you invite her out to lunch. Just you and her. And the first thing she says to you is, she enjoys your creativity when it comes to fashion. She never would have thought to wear an orange blouse and green trousers, but that's just her. And she judges every single plate of food that comes out, eventually saying that she will be the one to pick the restaurant next time, and the cherry on top. When she tells you that her son has many women after him, and that they are all beautiful, all rich, but that for some reason he's chosen you. So she suggests that you keep a close eye on him. You tell her that you trust him. Out of nowhere, she says, I know for a fact he's talking to girls. He's planning something behind your back. Might be proposing. You know she said this only to ruin the surprise. How could she? And she was right. 2 days later, you show up to his house. It's covered in pink roses. He proposes outside. And when you walk in, your entire family and friends are there. And your mother-in-law? Well, she's crying. Imagine you have a mother-in-law from hell. She's already spoiled the surprise of your engagement. And she spent the next 3 days crying in her room. Your fiance tells you she's just emotional because she wishes her husband was still alive. Fast forward 6 months after the wedding. You find out you're pregnant, and everyone is so happy. She begins to cook every single one of your meals. And at first, you feel so grateful. And then you begin to feel sick. You feel dizzy, almost drunk. And she tells you that's normal. You tell your husband you want to go to the doctor, but she insists that you don't. After a week, you can't take it anymore. Doctors run some tests and ask you if you've taken any chemicals. And of course, you say no. But your husband starts investigating. Your husband finds an unlabeled bottle in the kitchen. And when confronted, your mother-in-law denies that it was hers. You are both afraid for the life of your child. You're both convinced your mother-in-law was poisoning you. She still denies it. The baby is born healthy. Are you letting her see the baby? Or are you getting revenge? What would you do?